Once upon a time, Joe Bugner was the glamour boy of British boxing. In the early 70s, at the age of just 21, he became the British, Commonwealth and European champion. But victory over the much-loved Henry Cooper and Bugner's subsequent career left his reputation tarnished and the public unconvinced. Since those days, Bugner has retired and come back 3 times. They call him Aussie Joe now, and he's back once more. It's 8 years since he fought, and he admits he needs the money. But if he can beat the untried Vince Cervi for the Australian heavyweight title, then he believes even now he can earn himself a big fight for big money. And good evening to you. They call Australia the land of wonder, and there appears to be widespread astonishment that Joe Bugner is coming out of retirement at the age of 45. After spells acting, running a vineyard and promoting the sport of boxing, Bugner admits he needs the cash. So he's gone back inside the ropes to the sport that's dominated much of his early life. He's following the path trodden by other 40-something stars from previous eras, but unlike George Foreman, Ernie Shavers or Larry Holmes, Bugner's name does not command automatic respect, and he has to earn it all over again. It's 8 years since Bugner lost to Frank Bruno, and almost 30 since his professional debut, so what's left inside him? His opponent is Vince Cervi. He's also had an on-off pro career, but here he makes his first defense of the Australian heavyweight title. In his young days, Bugner was certainly a talented athlete who always looked to have the tools to become a commanding presence at world level, and even in his mid-40s, he looks in reasonable condition. At least Bugner's under few illusions. He knows what he wants out of this comeback.
Vince is the champion, and I have to take the title off him, so believe me, I'm all ready to take this title off him, because as far as I'm concerned, he hasn't got the experience, the size, the strength. I mean, look, all that matters to me is that tonight, when that bell goes, he's going to have to run like a rabbit, because if he doesn't, I'm just going to pop him and jab him and take him apart. Obviously, my ultimate aim is to fight George Foreman. I know there's been a lot of nonsense out there regarding, oh yeah, George will never fight you. The fact of the matter is, if you dangle a large enough carrot in front of George Foreman, believe me, he takes it. It's like dangling a hamburger. He always enjoys a big hamburger, so might as well dangle $9 million and he'll take it.
So let's see what happens at the Carrara Entertainment Centre on the Gold Coast in Queensland. Our Master of Ceremonies is Theo Jacobson.
Former European, British and Commonwealth heavyweight champion. Challenged Muhammad Ali, the great Muhammad Ali, in Kuala Lumpur. 1975, there he is, a giant of a man, Aussie Joe Bugner, on the comeback trail here tonight against Vince Cervi, the current Australian heavyweight champion. Crowd very appreciative of Bugner's presence, and they've showed it with a standing ovation. Bugner weighed in today at 115.5 kilograms in comparison to Vince Cervi's 98 kilos. This 17.5 kilograms, it's just too much weight. It's got to make a difference in this fight. A relatively inexperienced Vince Cervi with a total record of 13 fights, 8 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws. 7 of those victories have come by KO, but He's got it ahead of him here tonight against Aussie Joe Bugner. Okay, here we go. Vince Cervi approaching centre ring, flanked by trainer Long John McCubbin, former Australian light heavyweight champion. Vinny the Vice Cervi steps onto the ring apron, into the ring. .98 kilos. I'd imagine 97 of that would be muscle. Very well built young fellow, Vince Cervi.
Ladies and gentlemen, man your battle stations, war is about to be declared. When Rick Leaf and you of the St. Bernard's Hotel at Mount Tambourine proudly presents the battle for the Australian heavyweight title over 12 3-minute rounds. This bout has been sanctioned by the Queensland branch of the Australian National Boxing Federation. Officials assigned at ringside are The three scoring judges, Cyril Cairns, Eddie Francis, Brad Vocali. Your supervisor, Wally Lewis. Timekeeper at the bell and in charge of the knockdown count, Alan Simpson. Ringside physician, Ron Finley, Bill Anseline and Jim Yates. And the man in charge of the action after the bell rings, officiating in his 32nd main event and 7th Australian title assignment, leading international referee, Derek Millam.
Okay, there we have it.
And now, fighting out of the red corner, the challenger, scaling 115 kilos, .5. He's in black trunks with white trim. He lives and fights out of the Gold Coast, Australia, where he's trained by Les Wilson in an illustrious career that has spanned almost 3 decades as a prize fighter. He is a former Commonwealth, European and British heavyweight champion. He challenged and went the distance with the greatest Muhammad Ali in his epic battle for world title honors. His professional record to date stands at 74 fights, 61 victories, 1 draw, with 37 big wins by knockout. Boxing master, fighting phenomenon, ageless Adonis, the one and only Aussie. Defending champion across the ring in the blue corner, scaling 98 kilograms. He's in white trunks with black trim. He comes to us by way of Melbourne, Victoria, where he's trained by former Australian light heavyweight champion Long John McCubbin. His professional record to date stands at 13 battles, 8 victories, 2 draws, with 7 wins by knockout. He enters this ring as the current heavyweight champion of Australia, a mighty young monarch. He stands before us, ready to face his biggest challenge in defense of his new one dynasty. Vicious, valiant, and lion-hearted, Vinny Cervi. Called 3-minute rounds for the Australian heavyweight title.
Okay, referee Derek Millam beckons both fighters to the centre ring. Looks to be a pretty intense stare out there between Vince Cervi and Joe Bugner. Considerable size difference, as I mentioned before, 17 kilos being the difference in this fight. The edge in height, reach, everything but age goes to Joe Bugner. Experience, but they come out into the centre ring. Bugner sticking that long left jab out there. Bugner with a wealth of experience, having fought some of the greatest fighters in the history of boxing, including Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Ron Lyle. He's been in there with nearly all of them. Frank Bruno. He's been in with some of the greatest fighters from completely different eras. So, lead left hook by Vince Cervi there. Right hand to the body, left hook to the head by Vince Cervi. Bugner lands a chopping right hand, short right uppercut and spins off the rope. Left jab, left hook falls short of the mark by Vince Cervi. Swapping jabs there, no major punches landed in that exchange. Good left hook by Vince Cervi. Just pulling around. Bugner lands a light left hook, just grazes off the side of Cervi's head. Cervi going underneath, looking for an opening. Bugner makes him pay with a left jab. Counter right hand by Joe Bugner. Brought a little bit of swelling almost immediately over the eye of Vince Cervi. Some cuffing punches on the inside there. I don't think they're doing a great deal of damage, but them fellas will feel them punches more tomorrow than they will at the moment. Okay, Bugner fighting off the ropes a little bit here. He is having success. He's landed a left hook, right hand, but so far in this fight, there's been no major blows landed. Flicking left jab by Joe Bugner. Bugner's turning and letting the Russian Vince Cervi sort of just sail past him. He's in no hurry. Working on the inside, Joe Bugner, a big crowd favourite here tonight at the Carrara Sports Centre on the Gold Coast. Okay, Joe Bugner's back Cervi up in against the ropes. Lands a counter left hook in there. Short chopping right uppercut, but there's nothing major. A cup and right hand looked to take a little bit of effect on Cervi there, but Cervi looks nice and relaxed. This being only the first round of a 12-round contest, the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Only the bell can save. The bell can only save the fighter in the last round. There goes the bell for the first round. A pretty even round. You couldn't really give the edge to either fighter in that round. There wasn't a great deal in it, and this fight's just starting to warm up now. It hasn't really been one of his strong points in his career, so here we go for the beginning of round 2. Vince Cervi's last fight was for the Australian heavyweight title. It was a come from behind victory over James Grimer of Victoria also. Bugner's trying to establish that left jab in this round, which is a good idea. Counter left hook there. There wasn't anything great in it, but it's a nice, strong left jab being thrown out by Bugner. It just hasn't found its mark yet. That's what Joe's got to do in this fight, is establish that left jab and hope that the inexperience of his opponent shows early on in this fight. Right hand to the body, left hook to the head of Joe Bugner. The left hook was half parried on Bugner's right glove. Bugner lands a cupping right hand in close against the ropes. The crowd comes to life, but I don't really think that right hand has done too much damage. It's just that the crowd is trying to get Bugner going. A couple of nice left jab leads there by Bugner. Cervi's coming in with his head down low and throws the right hand slightly below the belt, although out to the side, landing on the hip of Joe Bugner. Oh, left hook counter as Grimer comes in with his head down. Nice little right uppercut there by Joe Bugner. He's back Vince Cervi against the ropes, and so Cervi's landed a left hook off of the ropes himself. The crowd really urging Joe Bugner on here tonight. As I stated before, he is a huge crowd favourite. He's lunged in with the right hand there, Joe, and they fell into a clinch. He just seems to be physically so much larger and stronger than his opponent, Vince Cervi. Referee Derek Norton warns Joe for holding around the head. And nice right hand landed by Joe Bugner. He's back Vince Cervi up into a corner. There is a little bit of blood on the left eye now of Vince Cervi. Left jab leads by Joe Bugner. Left hook fell short of the mark by Vince Cervi. They fall into a clinch again. It's a mauling, bruising type of a battle here, and the effects of this battle, the crowd are starting to tell on the face of Vince Cervi. As you can hear behind me now, the crowd's really coming to life. They're trying to give Joe a burst of energy here. Joe spinning off the ropes nicely. Just popping that little right hand straight over the top there. Nice little right uppercuts by Joe Bugner. Vince Cervi seems to be a little bit one-dimensional. There we are, the bell for the end of the second round. The crowd comes to life here. Very appreciative of this, the Australian heavyweight title, Joe Bugner and Vince Cervi. Bugner seems to have settled down a little bit in that the second round. That was his first round of action since 1987. In the contest he contested with Frank Bruno of England. Cervi sort of slumped in his corner now, arms draped on the ropes. Corner man Barry Michael, former IBF junior lightweight champion and former Australian light heavyweight champion John McCubbin, tend to their fighter. He's young and he's strong, but I think he may lack the experience to match it with Joe Bugner in this fight. He is a novice of only 13 professional fights. Bugner comes out straight away looking to establish that left jab. Nice left jab by Joe Bugner, bouncing off the forehead of Vince Cervi. Just popping that jab out there is Joe Bugner. Vince Cervi running in with his head down, trying to lead that left hook, right end of the body left hook. Nice strong punches by Vince Cervi, but these punches are falling short of the mark. He seems a little bit too one-dimensional, this young fella from Melbourne. He's coming in, there's no variation to his jab. He's spreading his feet a little bit too wide apart. He's leading himself off balance. He's coming in with his head down all the time. Bugner's starting to pick him up now with counter left hooks and right uppercuts as he comes in and lunges forward with that left hook. Lunges forward with the left hook once again, right hand of the body, left hook were made to miss by Joe Bugner. Bugner turns his opponent in the corner. That left eye of Cervi, he's got considerable swelling there, and it'll be interesting to see how the cornerman handle that injury later on in this fight. That is assuming, of course, the fight does go into the later rounds. Lead right hand by Bugner, made to miss by Cervi, ducks his head down low, bulls his way in, come off a clinch. Left hook counter by Vince Cervi. Although the left hook has probably been Vince Cervi's most effective punch in this fight, I would still like to see him varying the jab. Ones, twos, threes, fourth, jab. Left hook off the jab. But Bugner catches him with a nice right hand as he's come in. He's warned, however, for the use of the elbow, use of the forearm to push Vince Cervi back. Bugner sits him against the ropes again. Lead right hand by Bugner. 2, 3 left hooks by Joe Bugner. Backs Vince Cervi to the ropes. Cervi trying to come back with a right uppercut of his own off the ropes, but it was very ineffective punching. Now they exchange jabs. Bugner leading up with that left jab. Cervi a little bit of a grin. Left hook right hand by Bugner lands. Finds its mark. Cervi's on the way in. He has proved in past bouts that he does possess a solid chin, Vince Cervi. However, his lack of experience at this level and just may toll on him in this fight. 2 right hands by Joe Bugner. Finish the round. Round 3 is over. Sort of left jab in this round. Okay, here we go, round 4 for the Australian heavyweight title between Joe Bugner and Vince Cervi, the defending champion from Victoria, Melbourne, Victoria. Right hand counter by Joe, didn't have much in it, but he is finding his mark. It's just taking him that 1 or 2 rounds to get over the initial butterflies and start to find his mark. 3 jabs by Bugner were made to miss by Grimer. Nice little left jab there by Bugner. Left hook counter by Grimer finds the mark. Right hand of the body. Cervi's trying to force this contest, and it would be to his benefit if he possibly could. Only problem being that when Vince Cervi does land a punch, he tends to fall in on top of Joe Bugner. He's leaving that back foot behind that little bit too much. Therefore, he's fallen forward into Joe Bugner. He's got to bring that back foot up when he punches. and keep his range. He's got to be at least a half step out in order for his punches to carry any potency, and at this point in time, he just isn't doing that. Referee Derek Millen breaks the fighters from the clinch off the ropes. Both fighters probing, exchanging left jabs. Right hand to the body, left hook by Vince Cervi. He's got to follow that sort of combination up with the right hand over top, because after that, Joe sort of fell into a pattern here where Cervi's throwing the right hand to the body and the left hook to the head, and Joe's become used to that. If Cervi could throw a quick right hand after that, you know, he may find some success, because Joe is dropping his left hand after that particular combination, and he's not moving out of harm's way either. But then again, there isn't much reason to, because there's not much leather being thrown his way at this point in time. Counter right uppercut by Joe Bugner. Fine, two nice left jabs. Lead left hook made the miss. Not actually made to miss, but did miss. So fighters in centering, exchanging jabs. He's got to establish some sort of jab, some sort of rhythm in this fight, Vince Cervi. Here he goes again with that right hand to the body and the left hook, and the left hook seems to be going around the head of Joe Bugner. Referee Derek Norm has a bit of a look at Vince Cervi's eye, brings the crowd alive. Right hand left hook by Joe Bugner, but Cervi does seem to possess a solid chin here. Comes straight back, lands a right hand of his own, although it didn't carry too much in it. Doubling up on that left jab is Joe Bugner. Okay, there we have it, the end of the fourth round. Another good round for Joe Bugner. At this point in time, on my unofficial card, I would have Joe Bugner ahead 40 points to 37. The first round being even, the next three going to Joe. He's just done that little bit extra, and Vince Cervi's he's fallen short. He just hasn't got his mark in this fight. It would be awkward. He's given away at least 3 to 4 inches in height here to Joe Bugner, and he's given away a mammoth 17 kilograms. So he's up against it here, and he's fighting a fighter that's had no shortage of experience. This is Joe's 75th professional contest. It is his first fight since 1987 against Frank Bruno, but he has a wealth of experience behind him. He's done some hard work in the gym, and I think it stood him in a little bit steadier than Vince's 13 professional fights. Both boxers in center ring, looking for an opening. Screams of "Come on, Joe, you can do it" in the audience. This is a very pro-Bugner crowd here in Australia. They've adopted him. He's one of the Australians. It's a stinging left jab being thrown out there by Joe Bugner. It seems to be finding its mark a little bit better now than it did in the early going, when both fighters seem to be a little bit rushed. But Joe is finding his left jab. He's doubled the left jab up. Cervi frowns and advances forward, but he's got to come in behind punches, Vince Cervi. He just isn't doing enough to expect to win this fight on points. He must get in there, and he must work the body you would think he must work the body of an elderly person such as Joe. When I say elderly, he's a young 45. Anyone that can step into a boxing ring at the age of 45, obviously has lived a nice clean life. It's nice left jabs by Bugner there. More crisp jabs by Bugner. Joe's been allowed to dictate the pace of this fight. He's not under any pressure by anything that he can't handle. He's seen all this before, and he's not been put under any pressure that he can't handle at all. Lead left hook by Vince Cervi, a very hard punch. He's a strong young fellow, Vince Cervi, but as I stated before, his lack of international and international experience seems to have left him wanting so far in this contest. However, there's another 7 rounds to go after this, and stranger things have happened in this sport of boxing. Both fighters flicking out left jabs, falling short of the mark. Left hook by Vince Cervi lands. Bugner lands a flicking left as Cervi moves away. Strong left hand by Bugner after he'd missed the right uppercut counter. Left jab by Cervi pushes Bugner back to the ropes. Right to the body, left hook to the head. Vince Cervi's a strong-willing young man, and he's not going to give up this title without one hell of a fight. He's going to do his very best, and that's all that can be asked of any fighter that steps in the centre ring. But they do their 100% best, and that's what I think we're seeing tonight here from Vince Cervi. Okay, there we have it. Bell for the end of round 5. Another good round for Joe Bugner. Fighters centering again. Bugner versus Cervi, Australian heavyweight title here at the Carrara Sports Centre on the Gold Coast in Queensland. Well, nice right uppercut counter by Joe Bugner. Cervi forces him back to the ropes, however his punches seem to be a little bit ineffective on that occasion. Both fighters standing very close, working on the inside. Okay, referee Derek Norton breaks the fighters and orders them back to centre ring. Left hook counter by Bugner, finds the mark, a nice left jab as well. Flicking that left jab out now. Cervi's got to try and establish some sort of left jab. He threw a left jab there that fell 18 inches short. Bugner's edge and reach height, and more than likely that tremendous weight advantage too is starting to become a major factor in this fight. Joe can find his mark with that left hand, whereas Vince just isn't taking that little half step further in to try and land his left jab. 3-punch combination there, parried on the forearms of Joe Bugner. Both fighters exchanging left jabs on that occasion. Left jab to the body by Cervi falls short. Chance of Joe coming through the audience again. This crowd will be ecstatic if Bugner can take out the Australian heavyweight title. He's a huge sentimental favourite here at the Carrara Sports Ground on the lovely Gold Coast in Australia. Bugner just popping that left jab out. Moving around, he's in no hurry. Left jab exchange is there. Cervi's given Bugner his head and he's just not throwing any punches. He's walked into a lead right hand and a follow-up right hand there by Bugner. He's come back with a left hook of his own. Right hand of the body, then another left hook, but they were all parried on the forearms of Joe Bugner. He's got to follow up with that third punch. Throw that short right hand over top after he's gone to the body with that right hand, and then ahead with the left hook. Nice left jabs there by Bugner. This fight's sort of fallen into a pattern now. It's the end of the 6th round, and once again, unofficially, that round would go to Joe Bugner. Grimacing in his corner, his eye being tended to by cornerman Barry Michael. Okay, round 7, Australian heavyweight title, Bugner versus Cervi. Once again, Bugner's come out and he's leading that left jab. The left jab's finding its mark, whereas The left jab of Vince Cervi seems to be falling short this whole time. Double left jab by Joe Bugner. Nothing much in these punches, but they would be discouraging Vince Cervi. Cervi doubles up with a jab, but both punches are parried on the gloves of Joe Bugner. Nice jab by Bugner. Vince just doesn't seem to be able to get inside, doesn't seem to be able to get that range that he needs to get. Another double left hand by Joe Bugner. This is all Bugner has to do in this fight. This is a good conditioning fight for Bugner if he plans to continue on this comeback. Round 7, and Bugner's cruising along nicely in this fight. Two left jabs by Bugner, parried on the gloves of Cervi. Cervi's got to realise that Bugner's awake to that left hook lead of his. He has to change tactics. It's all too one-dimensional here. Cervi complains about Bugner holding on to the back of the head, and Bugner doubles up with the left jab. Stinging punches, but carrying no real power, these punches. However, they are finding their mark and no doubt frustrating Vince Cervi. Popping left jabs by Bugner. They're just finding their mark. Double left hand and short right hand landed by Joe Bugner. Brought the crowd alive. They exchange left jabs and... Oh, nice left jab by Bugner. Right hand lands by Cervi. Cervi's corner screaming the instructions, you must be first, and that statement pretty well hits the nail on the head. He's got to take the play away from Joe. He's letting Joe be first all the time. He's, there we go, the end of round 7. George Foreman is living off experience these days. He's a very, very clever operator in centre ring, Joe Bugner, and the fight isn't over yet, but I think it's going to take a little bit more than a Vince Cervi. A young, inexperienced fellow like that. This by no means is the end for Vince Cervi. He's a young, strong fellow, and if he did suffer a loss to Joe Bugner, which as I say that, he's landed some nice left hooks to Joe Bugner's to the right-hand side of Joe Bugner's head. But a loss for Vince Cervi at this stage of his career to a man like Joe Bugner, it can be one just put down to experience. He's a young fella, no experience. Joe Bugner, like a veteran, he's been around since the late 60s, and that experience has shown. But this is what Vince Cervi must do in this fight. He must take the fight up to Joe Bugner. Start throwing some hard punches. Left hook bounces up the forehead of Joe Bugner. This so far would be the best round for Vince Cervi. Vince Cervi's come out and he's tried to establish himself a little bit more in this round. He's started the fight off a little bit hesitant, but now he seems to be coming forward, and he's doing much better than he has done in previous rounds. Little sneer there from Bugner to Cervi. Sort of beckoning the younger man to come forward and try and take the play away from him. Very pro-Bugner crowd here. Joe Bugner, as experienced as he is, just seems to be able to see them punches coming and picks them off with his right hand. Picks all the left jabs off with his right hand, parries the left hooks on his left forearm. You can just see it coming. He looks very alert in there, Joe Bugner. He's focused. He's watching Vince Cervi. He's landing nice left jabs now. This is all Joe has to do in this fight. He just has to come along. Just keep on bouncing that left jab out. Spins around nicely on the front foot, does Joe Bugner. After he lands that left jab, left hook, just does that little turn and moves off to the side. Vince Cervi just isn't turning fast enough, which definitely is a sign of inexperience. A young fellow like this should be turning much faster if he did have a little bit more experience. Here we go, round 9. Australian heavyweight title, Joe Bugner, Vince Cervi. Bugner comes out again jabbing. Cervi's willing to trade jabs with Bugner. Nice crisp jabbing by Bugner. Exchange of jabs there. Three jabs by Joe Bugner. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jabs by Joe Bugner. He's finding his mark now. Oh, should have been a slight clash of heads there in that exchange. Looked very dangerous. Popping that left jab again, Bugner. Just popping it out. Seems it's finding its mark all the time. Just seems like a radar, that left jab. It's honed right in on Vince Cervi's face, and Vince's face is starting to mark up pretty well now. Has shown a great chin, and he must be feeling a little bit discouraged at this point in time. The Australian heavyweight title is slipping away from Vince. Vince must come out in the next couple of rounds and really try and do something. As I say, that Bugner lands the right hand. It sends Cervi backwards towards the rope. Bugner may well be looking for the kill here. He seems very focused. Snaking that long left hand out again. And again, left hook counter by Vince Cervi. Nothing much in the punch, as Bugner was slipping away to his own left. Double left jab by Bugner. Grazing left hook landed by... Oh, nice left hook by Vince Cervi. This is what he's got to do. He's got to come forward. He's got to must throw more punches. John McCubbin urging him to come forward from the corner. Lead right hand by Joe Bugner. Finds the mark. Left hook by Joe Bugner. Finds the mark again. Not a super clean punch, but it was it was a landing punch. Left jab by Bugner. He's found his mark here, Joe. He's stepping from side to side. Right hand, right uppercut landed by Bugner as the bell sounds for the end of round 9. Seconds out, round 10. Australian Heavyweight Championship. We're in the championship rounds now. Double left hand by Bugner. Flicking left jab there by Joe. Nothing much at all in it, but it's must be frustrating. Joe would have a considerable reach advantage in this contest, and it's worked to Joe's advantage greatly. That coupled with his experience and size, Joe's just been able to control this fight. James Grosvenor standing off for Joe. He's just giving him too much room to punch. He lands a 1-2. Warned by referee Derek Millen for the use of the forearm there. He's backed Cervi off with the forearm and landed the left hooks. So it's just a telltale sign of experience. He knows all the tricks in there, Big Joe. 1-2 by Bugner. Cervi tries to bore his way in the way. Double left jab by Bugner. Left hand made to miss. Bugner seems to have Cervi in some sort of bother here now. He's landed a right hand off of the ropes. He's backed Cervi up against the ropes. Referee Derek Mellon will call a break. Order the boxers back to centre ring. Where Joe methodically establishes that left-hand jab again tonight that's been so successful for him in the last 9 rounds. 1-2 by Bugner. Made to miss by Cervi. Just grazing the back of Cervi's head. Joe beckoning Cervi in towards the ropes. Vince, a very tired young man now. Although there is 21 years in difference in age here, Joe certainly looks to be the sharper at this point in time. Looks to be a little bit fresher than Vince does. Vince is standing on the outside. He's got to bore his way in. Time's running out for Vince. He's just got to get inside there, Vince, and do what he can. Lead left hook by Vince Cervi there. Bugner forces him back towards the ropes, however. Lands a couple of little puffing right hands on the inside. Nothing of any major power, but there's the bell, ending round 10. Australian heavyweight title, contested by Joe Bugner and Vince Cervi. Double left hand by Bugner. This is all Joe has to do, is establish that left jab, which is already well established in this contest. He just has to keep coming out, stay behind that left hand, and he should coast to a comfortable points decision tonight. Vince Cervi, on the other hand, has got to get in. He's got to be first. He's standing back. He's letting Joe Bugner fight his own fight. He's got to get in, take the play away from Joe Bugner. Got to get inside. He can't fight this fella from outside. He looks to be 4 to 5 inches taller than Vince Cervi, and the height and reach is just too much for him tonight. Must get inside. Double left jab, the second of which land. Oh, right hand to the body, left hook to the head. Lands on Joe Bugner. Probably the best punch Vince Cervi's landed in the last couple of rounds. He's got to get in and do more of that. He's got to follow that right hand to the body, left hook up with a short right hand to the head, because Joe's just laying back on the ropes, dropping that left hand after that. Left lead by Bugner. Right hand by Joe Bugner. If nothing else, Vince Cervi has shown a great chin tonight. He's got plenty of heart. Vinny hasn't had any experience in these championship rounds before, so this is all new ground for Vince Cervi. It's broken ground for Joe Bugner. He's been there before many a time. Double left right, only a grazing right hand thrown by Bugner. Left hand by Bugner off the ropes. Another nice left jab in centre ring. Dropping his hands now, Bugner. Cervi backs him against the ropes. Very tired young man, Vince Cervi. Very little work being done on the inside by either fighter. Cuff and right hands at the back of the head by Joe Bugner. Vince will probably feel the effects of that tomorrow morning as he wakes up. Nice left jabs. Two left jabs landed by Bugner at the conclusion of the 11th round. And if Vince Cervi can pull it off, even at age 45, it'll be a tremendous feat. Both boxers come to centre ring for this, the 12th and final round of the Australian Heavyweight Championship, being fought out at the Carrara Sports Centre on the lovely Gold Coast in Australia. 1-2 by Bugner, who's made to miss by Cervi. Cervi comes in with his head down low, right to the body, left hook. This crowd's a very pro-Bugner crowd, stamping their feet throughout. Double left jab by Bugner. Cervi just standing off. He's a very tired young man now, is Vince Cervi. Just moving along backwards. Joe's going to try and finish this one strongly. Joe could come away with a stoppage win here and this the 12th and final round. I'm sure you'd be buying your tickets well in advance to get into this hall the next time Joe fought. I think it'd thrill this pro-Bugner crowd. Lead right hand by Bugner. Just a cuff and right hand on the inside. Vince Cervi lies against the ropes. Coming forward again. Giving Bugner his head, but just not doing nothing. He's not throwing any punches when he does get on the inside. It's been too one-dimensional. Everything's been out wide, and it's been very easy for Bugner to see coming. There's been nothing up the middle, no right uppercuts. There's been no variation in Cervi's jab. He hasn't doubled the jab, he hasn't tripled it. Just as I say that, he's landed a left hook counter to the right-hand side of Joe Bugner's face, and another left hook counter. It was more of a grazing punch than anything. Backs Bugner to the ropes, lands a right hook, and a left hook was parried by Bugner by his forearm on his right-hand side. Lead right hand made to miss by Bugner. Bugner pushes him against the ropes and tries to bludgeon him. Cervi lands a nice little right uppercut on the inside, snaps the head of Joe Bugner back. Right uppercut by Bugner as Cervi advances forward. A big finish here by Joe Bugner would do nothing but enhance his reputation. And a huge finish here by Vince Cervi is what Vince does need to pull this fight out. Three-punch combination landed by Bugner. Lead right hand, left hand, and another right hand. 1-2. Joe Bugner's landing his punches nice and cleanly now. But Vince Cervi keeps coming forward. He's just not doing nothing. He's not throwing any punches. He lands a nice left hook to the right-hand side of Joe Bugner's face. There it is, 12th and final round. I think we do have a new Australian heavyweight champion here, but I'll wait until and let it go to the scorecards. But a tremendous effort by Joe Bugner, 45 years of age. He hasn't fought in 8 years since that loss to Frank Bruno in London.
The judges' decision. Judge Cyril Can scored at 111-117. Judge Wally Lewis, 111-119. Judge Brad Bacali, 109-119. New heavyweight champion of Australia, Aussie Joe.
There you have it. A unanimous decision for Aussie Joe Bugner.
Is the Foreman fight a possibility? Is that your goal, or?
Well, George Foreman is my main aim, obviously, and I think this might entice him a little bit more because obviously not being able to stop Vince Cervi, who's a very tough, very courageous young fighter. George may feel inclined to take me on now, so we'll see.
Well, we certainly hope that that happens, because you've done just about everything, bar win a world title, and I still think it's well within your grasp. And he's certainly a fighting phenomenon, is Aussie Joe Bugner.
Well, I just want to say to all you 40-year-olds out there, you're not too old. So don't you say it. Thank you for coming to the fight. Thank you very much.
So Joe Bugner becomes the latest heavyweight to claim that experience deserves respect. And no one can take away from him the fact that he is once more a title holder. And at least